Freak, come on, man.
Tesla has blood on his hands, and he wants to go to outer space, just like every other billionaire. I need to go to outer space. What's out in outer space? And they never make it. The rocket shit hits the firmament, and the firmament stops it. Ain't nobody been to the moon. Ain't nobody been outside this giant cage we're trapped in. The firmament is real. This is why rocket ships take off and they start shooting at an angle. They'll scrape the firmament and they always land in the ocean. Then they shoot some grainy film that they were on the moon. It scraped the surface of the firmament, landed. That's all in one day. But the landing is like a week later. But that's when they show it. All the shit happened in one day.
I mean, back.
There's no satellites out there either, nigga.
Yeah, same shit takes off.
No, there's no satellites. They are hanging satellites in the firmament. This is our GPS system. They screwing shit into the firmament, and that's the permanent GPS system. They call it space. But the space between Earth and God is called the firmament.
So this is prison planet.
Pretty much. We're his pets. Imagine having hamsters and they wild a motherfucker. If you let them out, they eat your dog and your cats. You gotta have a cap on it, don't you? That's called the firmament. It's in the Bible. Nothing will get through the firmament.
So is it a shape of a snow globe?
No, flat Earth is real. The world is not round. There's an ice wall around our three-dimensional world called Earth. There's an ice wall. This ice wall is connected to other so-called Earths, where dinosaurs live, but we're trapped in the center on this planet in an ice wall. This is why if you fly from anywhere on Earth to Australia, to Antarctica, why do you always have to fly to England?
Damn.
To make it seem like the world is round, you had to travel that far. From Florida to Antarctica is about four and a half hours on a straight shot. So why the fuck you gotta fly from Florida to London and then there? Anywhere you come from, you gotta go to London and London and then there.
What are you laying over?
No, you're going to London because them reptilians there said you must come through there.
It's incredibly stupid to do this.
This is a story on why I don't think flat earthers are stupid. I once did. I once thought they were absolutely crazy, like, these people still exist? How can anyone think the earth is flat? I'm not a scientist. I know nothing about what our earth looks like, but I will tell you this. I'm a professional effects and video editor. And one day, about in 2014, I was putting together a video for a client, and they wanted some shots of the earth from space. So I said, okay, that should be easy. Let me go look this up. I thought surely there would be some stock footage from a satellite, recording video of our Earth. Why not? I could not find any. Everything that I found was CGI and fake. I'm like, why is this all fake? Official NASA website releasing footage that's CGI. I spent the next 3 days digging at all this archives and ISS footage. Surprisingly find out that they use green screen and everything's fake. I don't know what the Earth looks like, but I guarantee you NASA is lying to us.
No, not all of you missed my content over the last 3 days while I was being, censored in live view only mode on this account. But I'm just gonna plug my second account real quick, because this one, I'm getting a lot of threats saying that I'm really close to being removed. So if that does happen, I might be posting more content on this page, and then I'll probably make a third page. But in the time being, yeah, none of these photos are real, guys. I've been watching people's live streams saying that the 1972 picture was real. None of them are real. None of them are real. Freaking NASA has more digital artists than Disney. Did you know that? But here's a video of a bunch of pilots saying that the Earth's flat.
Did you notice any
curvature? No.
No, there's no curvature?
It's just all flat.
What's up, pilots? Is the Earth flat or round?
Flat.
Thanks. I'm with you.
Are you a pilot?
Yes, sir.
One question.
Okay.
When you descend in the air,
Yeah.
do you dip or do you go straight?
It's straight.
Straight?
A little more with the nose out. That's it.
But straight. You don't dip
Yeah.
into the...
No.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate
You're
you.
welcome, sir.
Guys, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
I've been flying.
Yeah.
I've come to the conclusion
Yeah.
there is no curvature. I never allow for curvature. There's no way there's curvature.
Absolutely
We're around the
none.
planet,
Where
aren't we?
is it? Come on,
We are,
show
aren't
it
we?
to me.
Thank you. I've got a couple of serious questions to ask you.
Okay, here we go.
Really serious.
There's a bit of time. Curvature.
Curvature?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't allow for curvature, do we?
Yeah. For anything, not for you usually.
No, we're round. We're a disc, aren't we? Round and flat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, look, honestly, quite seriously,
Yeah.
we are, aren't we?
Yeah.
Just got one question to ask. Flat or a ball?
Flat.
Well, I never feel as breaking round. If we live on a ball, surely we'd have to fly around it. Yeah, it feels like flat or a ball. Flat.
Oh, he agrees with us.
I think it's flat. Yeah, me too.
I think it's
It
flat.
certainly
Me
does,
too.
doesn't it? And you've got that flight instrument down there to keep it flat.
Gravity exists.
Gravity? There's an unproven theory.
No, it's not.
I think I have
It
one
is.
question.
Unproven
Is there
theories,
a
tell
specific
people.
angle of downward tilt you have to fly at to 3 degrees? 3 degrees for the curvature of the Earth? Oh, for the Earth? Because, yeah. No, we just fly over the troposphere. Really? Yeah. Do you have to keep, like, kind of going down because... No, we actually have to nose up. It flies...
If you need more evidence than that, try my pinned videos. I don't know.
You know, NASA was the first organization that has ever claimed the Earth was round. Like the Mayans, the Aztecs, people who were way smarter than us, way more advanced than us, the people who built the pyramids, the people who created the Mayan calendar, all these people believed the Earth was flat. And then NASA came about and said, nope, the Earth's round. And everybody just fell in suit. And now you got NASA and SpaceX. Brainwashed. If you were taught from an early age that the Earth is flat, and I tried to tell you the Earth was round, you'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just what you were taught from an early age. They never gave you any proof that the Earth was round. Nothing. They just said, hey, this is what it is, and that's what you led your life to believe.
If you enjoyed that clip, I feel like everyone is getting really distracted with the flat Earth and, finding out that space is fake and finding out that there's no curvature to the Earth and that we're not chasing the sun at Mach 88 and all those crazy things. We're all learning that the moon landing was faked. We're learning that there's not a satellite geocentrically orbiting Mars, which is over 200 million miles away, while the sun's 93 million miles away. Why can't they send... This makes no sense, but everyone seems to be getting really lost. We can't forget about Epstein, guys. Remember how all the celebrities went to the island and, Disney helped, take cruise ships there and take children there and stuff, and how they did child sacrifices under the temple, and I feel like everyone's forgetting. I need everyone to not forget. And also, I need everyone to realize that all the symbology in Freemasonry let you know that they know that the Earth is flat, and that the two luminaries, the sun and the moon, they call them luminaries in the Bible because the moon gives off its own light, and so does the sun. The sun's light is warm. It warms your skin. It gives you vitamin D. The moon's light is actually cold. If you were to take a thermometer and take a magnifying glass and magnify the moon's light and try to center it into a point, it would actually be colder than the air right next to it, or the ground right next to it, whatever you want to say. But yeah, in this picture, which is on a lot of their aprons that they wear during their little whatever y'all are doing, rolling up one sleeve, rolling up one pant leg, putting a noose around your neck and making blood oaths. It's so crazy, you freaking weird sun worshipping Satanists. Anyway, yeah, the moon and the sun are their own luminaries. They're within the firmament. This is the firmament right here, going over the top right here, okay? Yeah. Oh, good, guys. Just tell your local Freemason, stop it, man. Can we please stop arguing whether Donald Trump or Joe Biden is better? They are both owned by the 13 families. whether one seems good or one seems bad, they're both Freemasons, man. They're both part of the club that we're not a part of. Because I don't want to be a sun-worshipping Satanist, if I'm being honest. Yeah, if you read the books on Albert Pike, he always wrote about how Satan's the light bearer. They like try to argue that Satan's a good person because he had Adam and Eve eat the tree of knowledge, which gave them knowledge, and they would have been naked and just perfect before. And they act like that's a good thing. They try to like flip that around and like say that he's a light bearer of knowledge. And no, Satan's not a good guy, Freemasons. Please stop. That's the worst argument ever. Did you know, fun fact, Pythagoras is thought to be one of the first Freemasons of all time, and he's the first person that came up with the heliocentric Masonic model. He's literally a Freemason. And he came up with the ball earth. Wow, coincidence. Doesn't anybody know that Zen Garcia proved that the earth was flat in a court case in 2019? Yeah, that's right. All that he wanted was somebody to prove that the earth was actually curving 8 inches per mile squared, or going 50 miles per hour at least, spinning. And they say that we're spinning 1,000 miles per hour. And both of these things seem to be really hard for the heliosexuals to prove. He actually won in court not only once, but twice. Bottom paragraph halfway down. William Thompson applied to the contest but was never able to produce not even one real-world verifiable scientific experiment which would or could confirm the rate of curvature as decided upon the mathematicians and scientists themselves should the Earth be 24,901 miles in spherical circumference. He even gave some awesome sources on why the Earth is in fact a level plane and not an oblate spheroid. Please pause and read this, but what he's saying is that if the Suez Canal is 100 miles long and they didn't take in any the whole construction of the Suez Canal, no curvature of the earth was accounted for. The water lays completely undisturbed. Just like the engineers that built the Suez Canal, the same engineers that built this bridge and any other bridge or canal in the world never accounted for the curvature of the earth, which makes absolutely no sense. If it's 8 inches per mile squared, that would make them have to use more resources, more metal. There's no curvature to the earth, guys. I don't know why all of the heliosexuals that I talk to denounce the 8 inches per mile squared. There's a specific circumference apparently to this ball and radius that we figured out, and there's apparently no more land or anything. We found it all. There's no more land out here, so we figured it all out, right? You guys love to say you've circumnavigated this thing, so you figured out the exact mile. Why is everyone denying the 8 inches per mile squared? The reason the dude lost is because he made a program to prove the Earth's curvature. We don't want a computer program. We don't want your drawings. Throw it all in the trash. We want you guys to go outside and scientifically demonstrate the Earth's curvature and the spin of the Earth. I see one person comment Foucault's pendulum. You've lost your mind. These things don't just randomly start spinning the moment they're hung. They've literally came out and said they have to give them a push for them to start rotating. This is just an example of how easy it is to fool the masses. We are the first people to believe that we were on an oblate spheroid. None of our ancestors thought we were on this ball chasing the sun.
In Chicago, Delta Airlines passengers are back on their way this morning after an emergency landing in the middle of an international flight.
For passengers on a flight that was 12 hours late arriving in San Francisco, they were in surprisingly good spirits.
How many of us has been to Alaska?
Their Delta flight from Tokyo to San Francisco developed an engine problem over the Pacific. It was diverted to Cold Bay, Alaska. Population 60.
Here's what it would look like on a globe. Now, here's what it would look like on a flat Earth. Which one makes more sense?
One flight that should be a simple 11-hour shot across the Indian Ocean is from Johannesburg, South Africa to Perth, Australia. However, this flight takes a detour north, stopping in either Dubai, Hong Kong, or Malaysia to refuel, for a total flight time averaging over 18 hours. This ridiculously wayward detour is frustrating to say the least, but on the flat Earth map starts to make sense. Another quick and easy flight, you would think, is from Johannesburg to Santiago, Chile. Well, an easy 12-hour flight below the Tropic of Capricorn is to be expected. Instead, every flight crosses the equator to refuel in Senegal, all the way near the Tropic of Cancer, for a total flight time of 19 hours. Though it doesn't make sense on the globe, as you can see, it fits perfectly on the flat Earth map. The third flight from Johannesburg is to Sao Paulo, Brazil, which should be a direct 10-hour flight across the 25th degree south latitude. But instead, every flight crosses into the north to stop in London to refuel, making the total flight time 24 hours. From Santiago, Chile to Sydney, Australia, a straight 15-hour flight across the South Pacific is expected. Despite refueling options in either New Zealand or any island in the South Pacific, the flight stops all the way at Los Angeles to refuel before continuing south to its destination. As already stated, these detours make no sense on the globe, but are explained and work perfectly well on the flat Earth map.
What are your thoughts? Watch till the end.
I was given a classified tape showing part of the Apollo mission being falsified, of lunar orbit being falsified.
Being falsified?
Correct. We got an unedited tape from a source at the Johnson Space Center.
Totally nonsense.
We wanted to give you the opportunity to swear in the Bible that you orbited the moon during Apollo 15.
Okay, thank you very much.
Just one last note. If you orbited the moon, why do you have a problem swearing to God that you did so?
Sir, I don't, but I don't feel like I have to do that because data speaks for itself.
Well, we have proof that the mission was falsified.
No, you don't have to. Sir,
well, we do.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you here. Thank you.
All righty. Howdy, Bart Sibrel, ABC Digital. I was given a classified tape from Apollo 11 showing them taking the photography of lunar orbit.
Why don't you quote me and say it's bullshit?
Well, would you mind swearing on the Bible that you orbited the moon?
Come on.
If you really orbited the moon, why would you have a problem swearing to God that you did so?
Mr. Anderson, can I take a picture with you real quick, sir? Oh, we are. No more, we're through. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
I've got on the tape Neil Armstrong rigging part of the photography where he puts that.
That'll tell you how screwed up. Thank you, Mr. Anderson.
Well, if you really walked on the moon, why do you have a problem? Orbited the moon, why do you have a problem swearing to God that you did so?
Would you please just stay back?
Howdy, Buzz. How's it going? Remember me?
What's your name?
Bart Sibrel.
Would you give your name to my assistant?
Yeah, I got one for you, one for your lawyer to sue me.
That's right.
I hope you do. I'd love to go to court and show the window shot.
I know you'd like to get a lot of attention, wouldn't you?
Well, you're the one getting money for something you didn't do. You're getting a lecture for walking on the moon when you didn't. Well, that's called being a thief. That's called being a thief. Do you think you can get to heaven without repenting? Why don't you swear on the Bible that you who said you walked on the moon when you didn't? Calling the kettle black if I ever thought of it. Saying I misrepresented myself.
Away from me.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief. Mr. Armstrong, Bart Sibrel, ABC Digital. Wanted to give you the opportunity to swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon. Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Gentlemen. Mr. Sibrel.
Yes? If you really walked on the moon, why would you not do that? So why don't you just put the into the record in the argument and put your hand on the Bible, swear to God you walked on the moon.
Mr. Sibrel, knowing you, that's probably a fake Bible.
Really? Well, no, it's a real Bible. You have the opportunity to have $5,000.
The meeting is not open.
Well, you have $5,000 cash. You can give it to charity if you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon.
Please
I have
give
the
it to
tape.
charity. It'd be fine.
Why don't you swear to? Why not? Why won't you do it? So why don't you put your hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Mr. Sibrel has made a fool of himself in front of the world.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.